We have one more presentation, best practice right now on the go. Where is Nila? There she is. Join me on stage, please. Talking about smart circular operations.
Thank you so much. Which button you said? Green?
The big green one.
The big green one. Green. Well done. So I'm the last thing.
Normally I would say blue, but we couldn't change it.
Yes. So I make that fast. I realize a lot of people would like to beat traffic. I think a lot of things has been talked about already. Just very quickly about us at Rove, all hotels are Green Key certified. We all are lucky. We have the DST, the Dubai Sustainability Tourism Stamp. Rove Expo is the LEED Gold building, which is great. And Rove Al Marjan, our latest addition, is Bajil certified by Ras Al Khaimah government. So I like to talk a little bit more about food waste. I realize it has been talked about, but NEMA, which is the national organization who's made it its goal to reduce food waste by, I want to get this right, by 50% in 2030. So they tell us we have right now 1.3 billion tons of food waste globally. Wow, that's huge. So if that was a country, it'll rank third in emissions, and it means that 30 to 40% of edible food ends up in landfills. It's a lot, if you think about it. So we came up with some strategies that worked for us. First of all, I mean, obviously donate any surplus food you have, could go to food bank, UAE food bank. Composting is another thing I think a lot of us are doing, but also what we now figured out, if we dewater the food, we reduce the waste itself, and we put less waste to landfill. That is working well for us. Obviously learn, and I know Winnow was talked about, and I saw them outside, so I will not go into detail anymore. One thing we now found, just for us as a learning, we do away a lot with garnishes. So for breakfast, for example, we simply serve eggs. There's no mushrooms, there's no tomato, there's no side dishes anymore. If you want it, obviously it's available for you, but it's not automatically on the plate. That's a Winnow finding. And then preventing. And then NEMA comes into place, and I will talk about these behavioral nudges that we found very helpful for us in just a moment. During Ramadan and the big nice iftars, Rove always comes up with really nice campaigns, and credit here to our marketing team. What we had done before is double the flavor but none of the waste. So what that means is that we give every rover, every guest a voucher if they clear up their plates and they don't leave any waste on the table. So that means you can come back another time to us for another iftar for free, which that reduced food waste. It does not always work, to be honest, but we thought we'd try. As long as there's dialogue with our guests, with our rovers, it usually works, but it does take that engagement consistently and to raise awareness. So just one of the ideas. And that is the NEMA study that we had, and I know it goes back some years to COP28, it was what, 2023, I think. So we partnered with NEMA and did benchmark our food waste. So the national average is about 71 grams per cover plate waste. At Rove Expo City, my hotel where I work, we had 49.3 grams, of waste, which already is significantly lower because generally speaking, we don't do big buffets. We bank on a la carte a lot. But during COP, we knew, because there were so many guests coming through our doors, we were feeding about, I think, 2,000 to 2,500 people average, when normally we feed about, let's say, 300 to 400. So we knew we'd had to put up big buffets. So when we started COP, with a very educated crowd on sustainability and food waste. Our food waste reduced to 26.8 despite all the big buffets. And then we started putting up these nudges. So we had these toppers on the buffet that says, hey, come back another time if you're still hungry, take 50% of what you want to take, use smaller plates. So we didn't do the big dinner plates, we did the side plates, which that was, in the beginning, it took a lot of explaining to do as well. We did put up some of the statistics I mentioned earlier, and then 3 days later, when we started putting up these nudges, it went down from 26.8 to 22.6. So for us, what we found, what is really measurable is when you engage with your guest. Oh, wrong green button. And that is really it. Just one, yes, I know, I said I'll go within the 5 minutes. So really for us, it's, I mean, the more ideas sharing, the more you try, the more we find that works. But sometimes, to be honest, you know, we try things that might not work, but at least we tried. So thank you very much for your time.
Great. Thank you very much.
I kept the green
I just want
pointer
to
there.
say, exactly, and you still give us some time.
I
so,
know, haha, a minute.
Do we have questions? Do we have questions? Anybody? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I think when you said you dewatered the food, can you tell us more about that, Nila?
Again, so basically in our, next to the composting, we also have a machine, and engineering can describe that much better, so my apologies for saying it in layman's terms. So what happens is we take the food waste and we press it small. We take the water out, so rather than having, let's say, a kilo, it becomes a really, really small cube. It's amazing. So that technology is out there. Do you know the company, guys, by any chance? iMac? Okay. One of them. So there's quite a lot, I'm sure there are quite a lot of solutions out there that, I mean, if you want to reduce waste to landfill, that really helps, absolutely. It's not a digester, no. No, it's just it's a dehydrator. It takes out the water out of the more... Yes, we do have composters. Yes, but sometimes also what we do, because I mean, composting is great, but to be honest, not everybody is using the composted waste, right? What do? It's great to have it. We give it for free to the community. We use it in our gardens, but there's also leftovers. We don't want that leftover. We take that food that we can't use, and then we dehydrate it. Thanks.
Any other questions? No? All right, time is anyway up right now, so we are here already on the spot. Thank you, Nila.